Hello everybody people, so a lovely relaxing evening, nice and still, nice and warm, there's not wind bashing at the side of the mobile phone and making it, you get the idea. So I thought we could have a little look around tonight and see what's going on. Things really are coming on. I mean, these squashes are just becoming beyond brilliant. This is Volskaya something, I forgot the name. All these squashes are growing in Miracle Grow compost, okay? So yeah, pretty good, nice squashy loads there. And this is Queensland Blue, this one, looking pretty good, you know, all the way along there, look, so looking cool. The first squash I showed you, the Volskaya, nice fruit there. The Victor winter squash, nice little fruit coming there. Of course they will get much bigger in time, all being well. Now here we've got this is, what is this one? Victor, I think, Victor winter squash. Yes, Victor winter squash. So once again, you know, that's looking pretty cool, isn't it, along here. I don't know if there's any fruits formed on here. I haven't looked that yep, there you go. So looking pretty good down there. I'd love to get, you know, at least one, ideally more obviously, but one decent sized fruit off of these, of course, because they're growing in containers. That could restrict it a bit, but we shall see. Now this is Benning's Green Tint Patty Pan Squash. Now these are really cool. I mean, look at that. And this variety dates back to around the year 1900, I believe. Another one there. They look like flying saucers, don't they? Something you'd find, you know, in sort of a 1960s, 1970s sci-fi movie. But yeah, I'm very happy with how you know, they're all coming out, and this is in a small, relatively small pot as well. So yeah, lovely. The potatoes looking cool down here. Yep, looking wonderful. So very happy indeed. Excusez-moi. What we got here? Now this is the onward pear. Just lift it up a bit. See, there you go. Pear on the top there. See that? Lovely. Yeah. So nice results there. How we're getting on. And we've got, you know, the old some lovely runner beans all ready to come. Let's zoom in, shall we? Dan with his brilliant camera skills. Look at them, look, lovely flowers. All hopefully going to be lovely runner beans. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so the runner bean, there's more runner beans here. You can see a decent sized runner bean formed here. I love eating these raw, to be honest. But once again, these are in the Miracle Grow compost, and you know, hopefully going to be a lovely crop. Look, there we go here. So they're just very ornamental as well. So they're all the same variety, best of all, which I got from the seeds from Pound Stretcher. Now, before, you know, like when I've gardened before, I've had different varieties of, you know, the same bean or whatever, but I generally now I'm just sticking with one variety of a lot of things because I want to know what I'm growing, but I'm also going to be hopefully keeping seeds from year to year, you know, saving my own seeds for these. So once I start getting different varieties and things, it sometimes adds to the complexity for a relatively straightforward being like myself. So want to keep it, you know, so I know what I'm growing. And it's just a much simpler process because I'm trying to keep a lot of stuff, you know, very simple because that's what someone like me needs. Okay, now, so down here, persimmon, variety Fuyu. The runner beans growing up it, but that doesn't matter. Hopefully, you know, within the next few years, going to be getting crops of persimmon here. I've got a video about growing persimmon in the UK, which I show a mature persimmon tree which crops very well, you know, year on year. Every year I see it, you know, it crops very well. So check that video out if you're interested. Just type in growing persimmon in the UK and you should see the tree. I've got a few videos on it. So here we go. We got the Provence pomegranate. That is looking cool. You know, it's looking nice and healthy, and hopefully once again good crops within the next few years. So isn't that just lovely and wonderful? Okay, so we're going to move on to the blueberries. Now, I've taken a lot of care over the blueberries this year. I have, you know, grown blueberries before, but wrongly really. I've never really sort of invested the time and the effort into getting a really decent crop, and I decided to rectify that this year by growing them in the correct, the ericaceous compost, which you can either purchase or make it yourself. I've got videos on making it yourself if you're interested. They need acidic soil, okay, acidic compost, acidic growing medium, because this is what they require to thrive. And you can see the beautiful colour of the leaves, and the thing is, if you don't look after them properly, like they're in the wrong sort of pH of soil, you can quite often end up with pale, horrible green looking leaves, and the plant will lack vigour, parts of it will die, and it just obviously won't produce you a lovely, wonderful crop. Now you can see just how many these are carrying, and I've actually been eating a fair few of these every single day, and there's plenty more to come. Like this bush here, I mean, look at all those little blueberries already to sort of come really. And this one here, look, this is lovely. Look at these, look. I mean, look, the less impressive of the three specimens, but once again, it's done well, and since I've had them in the correct growing medium, doing very well indeed. And daily watering as well is very important with blueberries. I got that advice from someone who grows, one could say, hundreds if not thousands of blueberry plants. So I heeded his advice, and he said to me, water them daily. So I did, and here we go. So look at that, grow your blueberries, peeps. Now I'm very happy actually with these, and these are a variety of yellow raspberry. Unsurprisingly, as you can see, they are yellow. Now I forgot the name, and I've got the name on a video from last year that I uploaded when I first got these, and I got them from I bought them on a whim actually. I try not to do buying plants or whatever, shrubs or whatever, on a whim now, because I like to consider things a lot more, whereas before I had a much more spontaneous approach, which does sometimes have its advantages, but sometimes it has its disadvantages, in the sense of you quite often run out of where to put things, and you generate yourself extra work. But I'm just up there being cute, and I like the look of them, and something told me to buy it, the vine. It's not the vine, is it? The sticks, whatever you want to call them. And I did. And apparently this is a variety that crops in the summer and in the autumn. We will see on the same canes. Is it primo cane? I don't know. But either way, looking good. And considering, the plant hasn't been in that long, it's put up all these new shoots. I might even dig some up and move some more somewhere else. And things like this are good to do swapsies with, If you've got a few too many raspberry canes and someone's got too many strawberries, you can sometimes swap and help each other out. Anyway, I'm going to stop pigging these. Right, yeah, so the other selection of, runner beans, best of all, got some lovely flowers on, so hopefully some decent crops once again. I think the general idea last year, because it was so sort of, by UK standards, a long, hot and dry summer, runner beans, certainly for myself, didn't crop that well. They cropped later in the year actually than they normally would. The plants just sort of stayed there because there really wasn't that much water. Of course, different if you were sort of adding a lot of water to them. But this year seems to be a better year for runner beans. Is that true for people out there? I don't know, let me know. Okay, so inside the tunnel of love. So now in here, things are looking pretty good actually. And this really, these here really, look at these, Variety Autumn Royal. I'll put my fingernail there, look, so you see how much bigger these have grown. Look, lovely little of grapes. Lovely collection of grapes there, and they're just looking lovely. I mean, Californian variety, but this is going to grow, grapes here. If they fatten up, there could be a good bunch of grapes there. That's what I'm aiming for. So now I'm deciding with the tomatoes, rightly or wrongly. I'm not tying them up. I'm not pinching them out. I'm going to leave them in the grow bags to do what they want. That's what I've decided. That's what I'm going to do. If anyone down the bottom wants to sort of say it's not the right thing to do, go ahead, please feel free. But that's what I'm deciding to do, because I just want to see what happens if I leave them. You know, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So now here we go. The peaches are looking absolutely, well, they're lovely, aren't they? I mean, look at that. I mean, you've seen all these before, but I just like showing them because I do. And there we go. So there we go. Look at those. Look, hey! So they're pretty decent. Little one down there. Been eating these. Oh, hey, one at the back there. Look, what's going on? Oh, goodness gracious. Have that one, not just yet, but so yeah, might have another peach this evening. Why not, eh? So yeah, things really are being cool actually at the moment here, and blimey, this has grown as well. The blood orange. Yeah, so I've got loads of stuff that I want to, you know, I want to get. Over periods of time, of course, nothing can be done immediately. I want to be getting, I definitely want to be working on my heritage apples. That's one thing I really want to do. So I will be hopefully getting some heritage apples, probably minarets, so that I can grow them in containers. But I may even get, because you know, if you've been following me, you know I've successfully grafted apple trees in the past. I've got videos on grafting if you're interested, and a good reference point for grafting if you want is the Stephen Hayes Fruitwise channel. That's very good. I learnt a lot of my stuff off of that channel. He's very good, Stephen Hayes Fruitwise. But yeah, so I might even graft some more of my own. I don't know, but or I might just purchase the trees in the you know, in the dormant season. So yeah, so heritage apples, more blueberries, and I am going to get a nectarine tree, probably a white flesh nectarine tree, and a hopefully maybe another peach tree for in here, because I want to focus very much on the growth of exotic-ish plants for the UK. And there are reasons for this, which, you know, I'm not going to go into any of this sort of stuff because it's not the place for it. It's a gardening channel. That's what it's about. But you know, there are things that maybe, you know, things like that aren't necessarily grown here in the UK, but can be with a little bit of care and sort of a little bit of extra effort. May not be so easy to get hold of in the future, you know, with regards to whatever reason. You know, there's a plethora of reasons why they may not be so easy to get hold of, and I'll let you lot think of those reasons, and you all know what they are. So, whatever. So, you know, I fully understand. I'm not expecting to see peach orchards suddenly appear here in the UK because, you know, is it worth? I wouldn't know. Would it be worth growing peaches commercially here in the UK? You know, with the risk of peach leaf curl and blah-de-blah and all that. But, on the other hand, when you see commercially grown cherries here in the UK, and other fruits as well, strawberries, they're generally grown in polytunnels under cover, which would probably be a requirement of growing peaches here in the UK because of leaf curl or nectarines, unless you're going to go completely dousing with fungicide and all that jazz, all, you know, what they require. But, you know, it would be, you know, I don't know, because I'm not that involved in that sort of community. I mean, years ago I did work on farms, potato farms, fruit farms, straw baling, you know, things like that. So I do have some experience, but it would be intriguing to know is, would it be worthwhile if anyone had the means and the, you know, the, what do you call it, the trial, could peaches be grown commercially here in the UK? Things like peaches, nectarines, pomegranates, persimmon, because I know that all of these can live outside here in the UK, and you know, it'd just be very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of my viewers asked me about update on the tea plant. Okay, here you go. Right. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh. So this is the tea plant. Purchased this a while ago, and it's doing pretty well actually. Relatively slow bit of growth going on, but here it is, and you can see this is new growth this year from here to here. And of course, tea is another important subject to cover, because we are now growing tea here in the UK. In probably have been for some time. You know, I think they've got what do you call it? Sites for growing tea in Cornwall, and I think did someone say Scotland as well, or somewhere like that. You know, it would be intriguing, because you know, you can grow it in the UK, and quite often tea is considered a tropical plant, probably very wrongly, you know. So I don't know. Now, obviously, coffee like this one, I've got to repot this. I'm sorry, peeps, for you know, keep saying I've got to do this, that, and the other, but you know, it all takes time and blah de blahs. But so coffee here. Now I know that coffee in the UK, growing this would probably not be cost effective, simply because they are tropical plants and they don't tolerate frost. So you know, that's a different subject. But once again, could it be done? If someone had the means and the whatever, you know, to do it in a big polytunnel, big greenhouse that was heated, I truly don't know, because ultimately at the end of the day, I know that they grow things like tomatoes here now year round in greenhouses, don't they? Obviously they're heated because of the winter periods and stuff. So, you know, things are moving, and the whole sort of the industry, if you want to call that, is slowly changing. And you know, it takes a lot of time for this sort of change, because you know, these are big changes. But you know, if you think of the effort it takes to bring, you know, a load of persimmon, for instance, from somewhere like, I don't know, Spain or somewhere like that, where they, you know, are generally considered to grow, you know, to here, when we could grow them here. I don't know. I mean, another classic example would be grapes, and you know, it truly is a massive misconception that you cannot grow grapes here in the UK, because you really can. You know, there's vineyards all over the show. The Romans used to grow grapes when they were here. You know, parts of, I know it's a different country, but parts of France where it's very cold, where it's cold winters, they grow grapes there. You know, grapes do require the cold period in order for, you know, for the dormancy and the cropping the following year. So yeah, there's all these options out there that we can consider. And once again, you know, I'm in the, I don't know, third, fourth or fifth year of running this channel, and a lot of the stuff here I've slowly acquired, because of course there's a cost effect, there's a time effect, there's a place to put it. Nothing happens overnight, but by slowly working at stuff and going for small steps of progress, great things can be achieved. And many people may laugh when they hear someone like myself say, you know, about, you know, they really don't think it's that important when someone says, oh yeah, you can grow peaches in the UK. A lot of people that aren't interested in the subject are going to go, really great, I don't care, I'll go down the supermarket, buy and blah blah. But you know, may change, you know, change is as good as a rest. Oh well, I'm going to go in now. I'm going to stop babbling, and I hope that everybody out there is doing well. I hope that your grow your own efforts are doing incredibly well, and any way, you know, I can help you, please feel free to post comments, questions or whatsits down below. Take care and speak soon.